Hey, this is Beverly. I will not be denied Bozeman. Thank you for stopping by. I just wanted to give you a quick reminder today to make sure that you command your day. Typically, commanding your day works best in the morning, and it's really how you're supposed to do it. But if you're not used to commanding your day, then you can start whenever you hear this message, and then the next day start first thing in the morning. As soon as you get up, before you touch your phone, before you do anything significant, but you know, nature calls, but before you check your emails, before you get on the phone to talk to anybody, before you get on social media, command your day. And for those who are not familiar with what commanding your day is, it's telling your day how it's going to go. In the days when kings ruled kingdoms, they would oftentimes make declarations saying, this is how we're going to go forth in the kingdom. The citizens will now do this, or the kingdom as a whole will do that. And they'll put it on paper, and it would be like on this scroll, and somebody would read it, and it would be stamped with the king's stamp and all this stuff. And it's now something that is going to happen, and it's called a decree, a king's decree. And he's basically declaring and saying what's going to happen and all that stuff. And that's how we are to do our days. That's how we are to wake up every morning and say how the day is going to go. We're not going to get up and moan and groan and whine about the things that we have to do for the day, especially if you're going to work. And it can be something as simple as today's going to be a great day. And you are letting everything and everybody know that your day is going to be great. There are evil forces that are on assignment to make sure we have bad days. But when you make those declarations, you are commanding your day. You are letting those evil forces know, you're not going to touch my day. My day is going to be great. And here's the trick to it. I don't know if it's a trick or whatever, but I call it a trick. You gotta believe it. If you were ever a stubborn child and you were just not going to do something, or you were going to do something even though your parents or your teachers told you not to, I'm going to do it anyway. That's how you gotta be. That's exactly how you gotta be with your day. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about the day after. Don't worry about the next month or couple of weeks. The day that you are in, command that day. This is how it's going to be. There are people who get up and all they do is complain about life. I used to be a complainer. This is how I know what I'm talking about right now. There are people who get up and the first thing out of their mouth is a complaint. Or they'll get on the phone first thing in the morning and talk to their complaining buddy. Because if you are a complainer, you got a buddy to complain with. And just talk about how rotten things are. How you don't want certain things to take place and you're afraid of certain things. And it's all negative. And guess what? That's all they see that day. Which gives them more negative things to talk about. And here's the thing, if they would just take the time to make positive declarations and tell their day what it's gonna be like, they'll start to experience. The whole day won't go necessarily go perfectly or be great because they have put out so much negativity. That was me. I know what I'm talking about. The next day may not be as perfect as they want it to be, but there will be like maybe one little thing that happens and it's like, wow. Or for the folks who just always complaining, well, it's about time. It's about time I'm first in line whenever I get here, or it's about time my check is on time. You know, it'll be little things like that, but that can be short-lived. So getting into the habit of commanding your day can make for better days. It can make for better weeks, better months, better years. Please understand that there will be situations, because we still live in life, but overall you'll feel better, because the Bible says you will have whatever it is that you say, and I believe that. I have received what I said, good and not so good. Like I said, I was a complainer. And when you complain, you talk about the things that you don't want, the things that you don't like, the things that ain't right in your life, and you will get more of that. When I realized that's what was happening to me, I changed my tune. It took a minute. It really did. It took a minute, because I had been complaining for so long that it was comfortable. It was like a friend. And when I tried to say things that were positive, things that were good, commanding my day as I wanted it to go, it felt weird. It was like, this don't even feel right. And because it didn't feel right, it was hard for me to believe it. And if it's hard for me to believe it, it's hard for me to get it. So I would suggest that you start with something believable. You know, you might want to win, like, you know, $10 million in the lottery, right? So you playing or whatever. But that's something super grand. It could happen. But if you are used to being negative, or used to not getting what you want, or just going through life, not saying anything, just letting stuff happen, you got to start with something small and something believable. If you're always wanting to get a good parking space at the front of your, close to the building, wherever you work, and you always at the back, I'm going to get a parking spot at the front today. And you say that every day and believe it, because it's possible. And it's not just possible because you leave early. Of course, you know, you can make those things happen, but you can do that for everywhere you go, not just work. If you're going to the mall, or if you're going to the grocery store, or the post office, movies, or whatever, or wherever you're going, let that be something, you know, it's something small, something you don't necessarily have that much control over, but it's doable, it's believable. So if you start with something small like that, and you begin to see that it's happening, you'll feel more confident. You'll be more of a believer in commanding your day. So guess what? You'll start commanding your day in a bigger way. This, you know, is like pieces to a puzzle. You'll add things to it. You'll believe better, or you'll believe greater, I should say. And it could be something about your finances. And here's a nugget. If you are believing for a better financial situation, and you're like, oh, I need $10 million. I'm just play the lottery. I'm gonna keep playing until I win this $10 million or whatever. It may happen, like I said, or your financial increase can come in the form of you realizing that you have a gift, right? You have a gift for making homemade cakes. Who makes homemade cakes nowadays? I'm not talking about out of the box. With the exception of the people who own bakeries, who nowadays make homemade cake, get flour, get sugar, get vanilla, get butter, get eggs, and whatever else they want to put in it. Who does that and sit there, you know what I'm saying, and make a cake from scratch? You might be able to do that, and you can sell those cakes, and there's your financial increase. It might not come like we expect it to come, and I think that's one of the problems with us speaking positive things or commanding our day. We look for the big things. We look for the grand things because we've seen it happen to other people. We don't consider the small changes that we can make to our everyday situations and still get what it is that we want. Sometimes it's the small stuff. I am financially aware, you know, because if you're like, well, where does my money go? I don't even know where all of my money goes. I am financially aware. Say that every day so you know where your money goes. If you have like 15 subscriptions that's coming out of your account and you just forgot all about them, that could be $100 right there. I know y'all get what I'm saying, y'all smart people. Make it your business every day to command your day. Tell your day what it's going to be like. You don't have a relationship with God, get you one. And make sure that you talk to him. And it doesn't have to be a whole hour worth of prayer. It's genuine conversation with God. If you don't know how to pray, just go to God with a sincere heart. He knows everything anyway. He just wants you to talk to him. Say what you need to say and sit still and listen. You don't hear anything, that's fine. He'll speak when he's ready. That's something that I learned. I have learned this, you know, fairly recently. God will speak when he's ready. You know, we're expecting him when we have prayer. We say this, we expected him to say that like conversation between two people. God speaks when he's ready. That's the awesome thing about him. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Remember to release your genius. Pull off the impossible every day. Remember, you will have whatever it is that you say. So be positive when you speak, Queen.